Us white men rule now. I thought it was about the cost of eggs being too high. I thought it was about the economy, right? That's why you voted in the way that you did, because of economic stability. But see, the thing is, and this is historical fact, since this nation's conception, the people who have occupied positions of power by design have been rich, affluent white men. And one way that they were able to maintain their power is by convincing non-rich, non-affluent white people that their enemy was black and brown people. By convincing poor people that their enemy was other poor people, and by convincing minorities that their enemy and their competition was other minorities. Because in doing this, you cause people to look left and right and fight each other on the basis of left and right, than really being able to see up and down. Seeing that there is a class issue, a wealth issue, and a wealth gap that allows for one demographic of people to succeed. Historically, this is historical fact. This is not partisan. This is true. Historically, one demographic of people have had access to success. One. That was ingrained in the way in which this system we call America functions historically. For centuries, one demographic of people had access to success. And now we're trying to undo that and make it so that there is equity and justice and equal opportunity. And when you try and bring about equity, the oppressor then feels oppressed. So when people say they voted for the economy, or they voted for gas and egg prices, but I get comments like this, and people who voted on the basis of this, it becomes difficult to believe your rhetoric, right? It becomes difficult to believe that you only voted for the economy when I get comments in my comment section like this. You see what I'm saying? When people don't know history and don't know that you have been convinced that your enemy is your neighbor. You've been convinced to look left and right and not up and down. You've been convinced to turn a blind eye to the oligarchy that exists in this nation, to the way in which the 1%, the top 1%, are able to make decisions that impact the rest of us, all 99% of us. But us white men rule now is what you choose to comment in my comment section, because you must not know history when it comes to this country. And let's be very clear about this. Affluent white men. Remember that. Because affluent, rich, wealthy white men did not show favor to those who were of low socioeconomic standing, even if they were white. You were not favored. After a while, when affirmative action was for white people, the government implemented that to ensure that poor white people could have an advantage over poor black and brown people. But before that, the only people who had access to success for centuries was rich white men. Rich white men were the ones who were ruling and in power. So remember that when you comment this type of stuff. Remember history.